Okay, great. We are good to start. Let me first introduce myself for the session. Myself, Dr. Professor Hina Ahuja. I'm the founder and promoter of Worldify Overseas. We guys hold the exclusive representation of all the government institutions in Malta exclusively. Now, with this exclusivity, responsibility of making sure that you guys get enough support for the applications and timely offer letters, and making sure your journey for your students are way much better than before for Europe, we definitely own this all, and we genuinely commit ourselves for this at the very beginning of the session to make sure that you understand the importance of the institutions this session is considered, and we guys are delivering this. At the same time, we expect everyone who has joined this session to passionately help people, those who are aspirants, especially willing to go in Malta and study over there. So today, what all we are expected to discuss is going to be somewhere around this. With all the energies high, we are consuming this session altogether for ensuring that you do have well understanding that why students are currently rushing to Malta, the basic reasons behind that, what all can you pitch for the students, and then now a feather in your cap is going to be University of Malta and ITS. So all these three institutions together are funded by MG2I and Erasmus, both considerably. Considering the fact that they all are government institutions, you guys will be having strong embellishment in the industry, and making sure that you are guys are helping for the public entity will make your branding very more strong. Considering the fact, let's move forward with the complete facts related to the session. This session will be concentrating upon the non-EU student recruitment, which in itself means exactly that we will be concentrating on the students, those who are from India, those who are from GCC. It means in itself like Dubai, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, Gulf countries. So all these students you can definitely cater. So if in case you have not yet started even going international, you do have an opportunity. So we are considering all the applications, irrespective of the fact a few of the rumors mentioned in the industry were related to the visa difficulties for Nigeria, Pakistan. We are too avoiding that because there are no facts like that. So anything related to rumors that you would like to discuss, we would be open to discussion in the QA session. So we are proud to announce that finally Worldify is representing not just MCAS but also ITS, which is famous for tourism courses and culinary courses. So if anybody is looking forward to establish themselves in hospitality, culinary, and tourism courses, then ITS is going to be finest destination. Today we are going to even learn exactly how they are helping people to get the industry placements as well. That is going to come assured with their programs. So now you'll be more stronger in front of the aspirants. Ahead of it, we do have University of Malta now on board, which is having more than 1,000 plus courses, and the MCAST again having the economical fees. So I think all of it, what with whatever we wanted for the aspirants, is now under one roof, and you guys are going to educate better. Moving ahead, like talking about Malta, Malta is very much now getting popular. Earlier, we used to hear a lot of students going to UK, Australia, we used to hear back from students that they are genuinely willing to go for New Zealand, Australia, UK, Ireland, and these places were very much famous. And drastically, we could see the changes in the geographical movements now. Even Canada is repositioning the population, so Europe has immediately got the spark on it, and probably Malta has been fined as destination because of lot of reasons we are going to, of course, discuss here. First of all, of course, they are in an EU member, so with it itself gets you the Schengen visa for the student directly without even learning any language, because your German language or Spanish language or Luxembourgish, of course, doesn't make any sense. They're just having English as their official language, being an officially declared English speaking Schengen zone. So this gives them a break that where they don't have to undergo any struggles to learn any language. Moving ahead, we can even see the weather in Malta is of course very much similar to that of India, although there are winds and but they are very warm winds, and the weather is very welcoming. Talking about the very centralized location of Malta, which is very nearby UK, they can travel, various other places altogether in the world map. Very nearby locations are there. Then they do have international exposure too. With the same visa, they do have the provision that they can travel to all the European Schengen countries, irrespective of the fact, they do know their language or not. But that's a secondary fact. They will be able to explore that. But this Schengen visa allows them from very first day that they can travel all across Schengen countries. This gives an advantage. And what we have observed amongst the students, applicants, they want, something which is very quick. They want something which is having global recognition, and all three universities does give you the privilege that they are globally recognized and have world global ranking. So I think this is the finest destination. Let's discuss more exactly why people are more choosing Malta over other countries at the moment, due to because having the Schengen access, they do have the provision that they can travel to all the Schengen areas from the day one, making sure that they can even travel Switzerland, Luxembourg, Latvia, Lithuania, Germany, which are very commonly accessible and which are approached by the students, but they find it difficult and hard to learn the language. Now they can travel with the same access and the same visa will come to them. Moving ahead, we also understand, like, here's English speaking country gives them a privilege that they are no longer required to have any language barrier faced. I never recall this as just a language barrier just for the entry purpose, but also for the job placement. They face very good exposure. Here, don't find any difficulty that employers are looking forward for any language expertise. May it be, any other language, of course, even Maltese. They're not looking forward for having those expectations and realistic expectations. The students get easily jobs over there. They can communicate with the community members easily. They do find homely environment. That's very more comfortable. Already they're switching their homes to some other country. Of course, that becomes very difficult for the students to adjust. But when it comes to language barrier, it becomes way more difficult for them to accommodate themselves, and Malta doesn't give that problem and obstruction. So we do understand that this is going to be fantastic journey for all of them and going to be an easier one. A few more institutions which we have included today are mostly asking for MOI, so they will be getting an exemption also about the IELTS. We'll talk about that in the later zone. So even language test barrier is overlooked to an extent. Talking about the EU living standards, if you talk about the living standards, very easy we can access that. It's very affordable. If you talk about German, Latvia, Lithuania, and even Luxembourg, we have witnessed students who are going there. They face this problem that the language issue is of course there, but apart from that, the affordability in terms of rentals, in terms of groceries, they face huge transitions and difficulties. So it's very difficult for them to accommodate. And here fees are also, very affordable when it comes to tuition fee as well. So, all in all, what we can say is students can come to this country and they have a good transition. They have a very lower investment. If we talk about other countries, they are having very huge investments and hardly they have, affordability living as well. So when it comes to their earnings, they are not sufficient enough to suffice themselves, so they are mostly dependent on their families. Here they become a bit more independent. Moving ahead, the quality education, all the institutions here representing, including University of Malta, ITS, and MCAS, are all having global recognition properly given, and they are government run. So of course this comes with the privilege. They do have global ranking, unlike the private institutions which may have the difficulties in the recognition, and even if they're recognized, nobody knows their future. So I think this will give them a better future. This will give them a better confidence, and also at the same time the campuses are very beautiful. So we have self visited the campus already, so we can definitely share the experiences. Campus is very beautiful, wide, They have all the departments very much organized. So students have mostly the accommodation to their departmental support, to their visa support. Everything is very much schematized. So students, if they're even looking for job, placement cells are highly organized in all these three institutions. They get 100% support for that. So part-time students have the right to work altogether here. If you talk about during the studies, if they're going for bachelor's and masters, they are given the rights to work 20 hours per week during the term, and during the breaks they do have the provision to work full time, which is 40 hours per week, and they are paid in euros. And they are also being given the privilege that they will be falling in the minimum wage limit as well as other employees do fall. So they will be given proper hourly wage, but what their remuneration cycle works within. So there is no discrimination, no exploitation that comes along. So Malta is going to be very much helpful for this, for the students especially. They get good opportunities. um, a few opportunities I have even witnessed, even during the transition, during the walk through the universities. We have seen most of the students are mostly hired by the universities themselves for their basic works. So we really feel privileged that these students are not just being given support from other entities and other employers, but also we could see most of those students being given support from the government or institutions and universities directly by themselves if they are great in execution. Moving ahead, we can realize that most of the Gulf countries, when students are mobilizing to, and even the other countries like UK, Ireland, students face very huge difficulties in getting the PR. Here, what we have witnessed, students get the PR most likely after 5 years of stay back, and it's much easier to have the access of. And all three institutions like University of Malta, ITS, and MCAS, all three have the PR guidance cell as well. So if they are looking forward to establish themselves in Malta and look forward to get support related to PR, yes, they can have the access of from the university divisions. So I would like to quickly have the glimpse of what we have just covered so far for the people, those who have recently joined in. So first we have covered that Worldify is having the exclusivity to represent University of Malta, ITS, and MCAS, all three government institutions run through MG2I, which is Malta Gateway to Industry, and Erasmus projects. Moving ahead, we have just covered exactly why should someone choose Malta. I mean, which you will be advocating to the students for their easy understanding and choice making. Okay, moving ahead. I hope everybody is enjoying the session. For the doubts, please keep them with you till we quickly hop onto the QA session. We will discuss every single doubt here so that we can, settle them as well. So, talking about how the student is expected to work, study, and settle in EU, which is very easy, is what we have recently discussed that, they are given the work rights as well during their studies, which makes more fantastic, easy absorption and independence of the students, which comes along with part-time work per term, work per week. During each term, they have 20 hours. And moving ahead, if you talk about the winter breaks and summer breaks, they do have a privilege that they can work full time, which is 40 hours. And placement cell is taking charge and they're supporting all together for having these placements organized properly for the students, and campus placements do exist. Talking about the Schengen countries accessibility, already it comes with the Schengen visa, which is 29 plus. Students earn in euros, and affordable cost of living way makes it way more easy for the students to establish themselves. Now, I would like to first begin with University of Malta as the first chamber to get started with. Of course, this is the public university. Now, we should be able to understand that when it comes to these universities, especially University of Malta, they are looking forward for quality profiles. Somebody who's very serious about studies is what their niche is. They are generally focusing on bright students, and if not bright but willing to work hard, is always considerable. Moving ahead, we should definitely look forward for their achievements so far. It's a university which is 4,000 plus years of history that exists within, and 14 plus faculties, 16 institutes they have, and they have top global recognition and global ranking as well that comes along with talking about the infrastructure on campus housing, and the strong ranking and global recognition. Worldify does exclusively advocate University of Malta's applications for the first and from topmost priority with a wide range of courses. Now, you know, I was very much astonished to see actually what we could see in the website is like the courses are many, you name it and you find it. I mean, for a single topic that you guys are exploring, there are multiple courses. So we could compute 1,000 plus courses are there already in University of Malta with a wide variety of courses. You are very much stronger now. The student can have the access of any course they can get into. They can charge of their studies, and they can provide the niche with it. All right, moving ahead, we shall further understand their rankings. We have their rankings in Times Higher Education, which has been recently revised in 2023. We can see it was running in between 801 to 1000, and now 2026, they are in more favors. It's in between 741 to 750. So, of course, they have increased it altogether, taking charge of this and having more exclusivity, more care courses introduced, global positioning improved. They are more focused, and they are looking forward for applicants to come in with all welcomed hands. If you talk about the accreditations and academic structures, they are already following HEA, which is Malta Further and Higher Education Authority accreditation. They're also following European credit transfer system. So if somebody has studied in University of Malta, ITS and MCAS, either of this, their credit systems do accumulate, and their further studies are even recognized in any of the Schengen country that they travel to, and even globally. They are having MCURIC recognition center, which is what they follow for recognizing the current study patterns, what they have followed, on which level they exist to provide them the next level access. Talking about the MQF and EQF framework, they are following it all to make sure that the students are getting an exposure which is globally recognized, and they do have global exposure and the recognition for whatever degrees are they getting. Talking about the academic entities at glance, 14 faculties are there, 16 institutes are there, 12 centers are there, and 3 schools all across Malta. University of Malta is possessing. The best part is they're even having in-house accommodation. I'll show you the glimpse of it. Talking about the subject streams and popular programs, I can see here almost all the programs, but yes, to just make sure that you can understand exactly what the niche is, they're all accumulated under 5 segments. First is business, second is humanities. Students who are from health and medicine would like to pursue their studies further in Malta. They can get the access of health and medicine courses, science and tech, social sciences. So if a student comes from a background of arts, commerce, and science, we do have all the courses to provide. Talking about the non-EU programs, which has been the popular choices amongst University of Malta, we could see BCom students have accessed more. BSc Computational Engineering, they have had the highest access. Bachelors of Psychology honors, MSc in Data Science, MBA. So all these courses have been all-time favorites. You do have more courses to make them favorite. Of course, these rotational shifts of popular programs definitely exist, as in your student choices exist. Talking about the deadlines, which I would like everyone to take the screenshot of an emergency basis, we are concluding the deadlines for this university for the application submission on 30th June 2026. No more dates would be announced ahead of it. They are very strict about the deadlines. So quite stringent efforts would be required from all of your end so that you get started promoting universities timely, courses timely, and pick up the horizon, exactly the division that you would like to contribute more business courses. We would like you guys to focus more on, and in masters courses as well. So if you talk about the applications, we are just making sure that we are submitting all the applications not later than 30th June 2026. Please take the screenshot. The intake is expected to commence from 5th of October. An application fee of 100 euros still prevail, which is one-time fee, non-refundable, payable online at the application. Student is not expected to pay anything to us directly. There is no admin fee from our end as a provision for 2026 that has been given to all the agents. Although there is the possibility that there could have been some admin charges, but we have waived this entirely for 2026. So let's together consolidate and make this year a bit more grand. And if there is any agency fee that you guys are expecting your students to pay you, we would request you to please escalate your own invoices in your own name, and make sure that university is not intervening anywhere in the middle of it. All right. Tuition fee and application fee is directly payable by the student to the university for the links that would be generated and provided and included in the offer letter. So we will be keeping the complete standard process very much exclusive and transparent. Would expect you guys to maintain the same standard. Quality of the students again has to be very much focused upon. There should be no unnecessary charges taken from the students. That's an instruction, that's a recommendation as well, so that students don't feel exploited. All right. So I would recommend you to take an economical administration fee as a recommendation, not keeping it too huge for the students that they can't afford it. Just the recommendation, still rest of the things will still prevail in your hand, that you how do you handle it. Okay, moving ahead, I would like to tell you exactly about the fees of bachelor's, BSc computational engineering, and MSc in data science, MBA. We can see all here included already within the documents which would be required for University of Malta. We would share a proper list of the documents that would be required by your end when you're submitting the application. I would encourage the complete organized application. I'm clearly mentioning this. If we are having any application document missing, the entire queue re-begins. So let me explain that clearly. For example, on 1st of April, you submitted an application. On 7th of April, you submitted missing document. For example, your application date re-begins to cycle count from 7th of April. So it's very much important, as a person who's handling the applicant file, you guys are responsible to submit the documents together, consolidated in one go, and in an organized manner to get the offer letter on a fastest manner possible. If there is any document missing, we can recount the council from your own end. You should be able to responsibly handle that. And students should be responsibly, informed upon that the cycle recount is re-beginning because the document was missing from their end. You should not be taking the stress that, the time spent the documents were missing. Student is self-responsible, or you guys take the ownership of asking the documents in time. University of Malta does not hold this erroneous or any omission of the documents as a responsibility to process the offer letter again from the day one. All right. And it begins to run up through the queue. All right. List of the courses, we have it here. Anybody who wants to take the screenshot of course you should, or otherwise we'll share the presentation in your licensing email as well. You can find all the list of courses. You can have the course finder for your access, country specific requirements, and these scanners will be helpful for easy access of all the courses, finding the courses, suitably recommending them, and it's very easy. It's a dashboard properly organized for your access. And country specific requirements, what do I mean by this? Like like a few countries which are, English speaking countries, there is no language certificate required. So it differs from country to country. So if you're working internationally, handling Sri Lankan file, if you're handling Bangladesh file, if you're handling GCC files, I would request everyone to make sure that you're taking care of the country specific requirements should be met properly. Although we are going to share the directives properly written in email as well for you guys. So I was talking about the accommodation that is very beautiful, already existing in Malta. The cluster is very big, and they're having their own accommodation sorted here that you can see, which the student can have the access of. The rentals depend exactly what they are actually applying for. Are they applying for the single room? Are they applying for twin room? Are they going for studio apartment? Perfectly depends on the student that they want to have the access of. Student will be able to pay the rental accommodations accordingly. Student amenities, I would love to strongly mention that to the students as well, please, that they do have student lounge in the campus itself, gym and swimming pool already in the campus, parking, bike storage, post office, laundry. Everything is there in the campus. Campus is very beautiful, big, and students have almost everything. I mean, almost a small world of their own self exists within the campus itself. Let's move on to the next chapter, which is MCAS. We have been working dexterously for this already. And of course, talking about the MCAS, 95% of the students, those are like, of course, proceeding their bachelor's and master's from MCAS, are 95% already hired when they're doing their courses, even before they graduate. Talking about this fact, moving ahead, we do know exactly they are already having strong industry partnerships, Erasmus handling, and also hands-on training. They have their own labs, workshops, apprenticeships. We can see most of the courses which are having more of the practical applications run through MCAS and have global recognition. At the same time, they are having full ladder of studies organized well. Talking about the classes, they are given the timetable. They can also focus on their part-time jobs too. And we'll talk about this Get Qualified scheme in more detail. A signature Maltese incentive, of course, that we'll talk about in more detail in the future slides. Okay, here it is. So, a recognition by the MG2I, which is Malta Gateway to Industry, and the Get Qualified scheme makes it way more exclusive for people to go to Malta, because here they're getting international access, they're getting easy end-to-end visa support, application and arrival support as well, industry placement coordination, which we call actually MG2I, which is Malta Gateway to Industry, is responsible to place all the students all across the industries, and that's a hub of all the employers that they have to sign up with. So any employer who's looking forward for an employee has to undergo this MG2I, and MG2I is affiliated with these, or affiliating all these universities, and these are having the clustered placement cells enabled. Then they are providing the profiles to the employers. This is how the placement runs through the Malta across, and it's very organized, schematized, and the student gets scholarships, pathway management as well, already organized. Talking about MCAST has a lot of scholarships which the students can apply. Talking about their bachelor's, if I talk about, which is 3 years longer, let me take figures as well for the enunciation. If a bachelor's course which was 19,500 is supposed to be paid in semesters, the 4 first semesters are something what they have to pay fee for, which is running through 4250, 2250, 4250, 2250. I mean, these are in 4 semesters, and rest of the fee is already waived off for the bachelor's. The exclusive scholarship which we are going to apply for the student, and of course for you guys on your behalf, which is going to be 6500 euros, gives the student to have the access of more than normal savings. Apart from that, the student is paying the fees in semester, which gives the access to the students that they do have, provision to have the understanding that they're studying, they're getting the privilege, they're getting the same kind of studies and knowledge and the exposure, but the last year fee is already waived off. Now, this scholarship comes with two conditions. Let me be very clear. The student has to be very much attentive towards the attendance. If the student is not having enough attendance, scholarship can be withdrawn. All right, I'm telling you very clearly about this. The quality of the student matters. Second is, if the student is not having the enough grades, minimum quality grades that the student should be having in their focus as a study student who's bright is only having the access of scholarship. So whenever you're standing the student for bachelor's, please make sure you guide them properly, that the student is focusing more on study as well, just not focusing on the employment, because government institutions are having always on the focus of better quality education that they deliver. The student is absorbing that more. The student is not coming with just an objective of working here and they do not focus on studies is absolutely not the focus. So I believe when you're telling them that they're going for a prestigious institution, they should be having the focus of study as well, so that they pass out with good grades, have the access of scholarship, and they continue having the privilege of all the benefits that are being passed on. And additionally, talking about the Get Qualified scheme, now fee was already reduced to 13,000 euros after we applied for the scholarship. Okay, just taking bachelor's example again for all the uniform understanding. Now, this 13,000 euros, when you talk about, and 70% of it, which will be given to them as a Get Qualified scheme, either they apply for the refund in their account, or either they apply for the tax benefit for the n number of months that fall for the tax benefit. For example, for bachelors, normally 2.5 years of tax benefit comes along with. Student is not expected to pay any taxes, on the basis of 70% of this fee is considered as an advance tax. I hope this Get Qualified scheme is way more understood now than before. With the same explanation, I'll just give the sum up and conclusion. That's it. Whatever the fee after the scholarship exists, 70% of that will be considered as the advance tax by the government. Student will not pay taxes until the 70% is consumed. Second option, student can apply for the this tax claim. They can get the into their account credited and pay taxes normally like all the residents do. So both the provisions do exist. They can have the access on their own convenience basis. There is a proper website to by organized and run by the government and in the name of Get Qualified scheme. So students have schematized application and they can get the benefit. So for now, government has given all these privileges. Student can have the access of. Talking about the bachelors, the overall exclusive investment in the bachelors, which is not even equivalent to that we conduct in India, it's less than 3.5 lakh that the student is expected to spend to get qualified bachelors or masters in Malta, with the privilege that they are passing through the Get Qualified scheme. Having this as your first pitch deck, I would invest everyone, I would educate everyone, I would request everyone to please guide the students properly on the scheme so that they can maximize their benefits. Talking about the 10 institutes, 100 of programs, this is exactly, the niche and the umbrella that we are going to talk about. The programs that they have courses in applied science, bachelor's in commerce, creative arts, community services. The student wants to come in within. If the student wants to work in hairdressing, beauty courses, I mean, everything exists, you name it, and there is a provision. If you talk about data science, cyber security, which is why very much trending we can see right now in the industry, student always wants to have the access of trending courses, software development, gaming, everything exists. Now, talking about the vocational skills, the student is also given in a privilege. Specifically, if the student is not having enough communication skills and English skills, we've been to the institute and we realize that the college is self providing all these benefits, that they can have the access of English classes as well in between their programs. Additionally, so that they can improve their communication skills, they're taking all the initiatives, making sure every student is customized upon their learning and they get enough support. If they are facing difficulty in any of the subject, not passing in the subject, they're finding it difficult and they want the extra support from the faculties do stay back and help them, give them extra lectures. I mean, that comes way beyond what they are supposed to do. They're doing it all. Talking about the trades, you can see a lot of students looking forward for metal work, textile, stone work, and these trades they want to get into. And we have even faced the students, looking forward to work in semiconductors. There are courses for that as well, because that's the one more division and wing that world is globally working upon. So semiconductors in Malta is taking another leap. So if somebody wants to go into those provisions, also you guys can get the guidance of. Talking about the applied research and innovation centers already exist within MCAS. So the campus is again very beautiful, big, and there are different buildings for different divisions and wings. Talking about the levels, we can see here most of you must be wondering about the deadlines. Talking about the bachelor's of science in nursing, in India is what is compared to that of Malta. If I talk about in India, we do BSc nursing. Okay, it is not honors one, and it is completing within 4 years. The fee again is very high if you compare it that of Malta. Now, bachelor's of honors in nursing, if a student is doing in Malta, is given a privilege that comes through honors. I mean, a superior degree comes within 3 years, not 4 years. Of course, is lesser time consumed. Level 6 degree they will be getting, and again, the provision of 70% exists. So overall, if you just ask me that if a student wants to go in Malta and study their bachelor's in nursing, is just taking 3.5 to 4 lakh, and that's it. They're even getting direct license to function within. So a nurse who's exactly not having the like they have done their bachelor's in India or GNM in India, when they're migrating to Malta, they are supposed to get the licensing through a bridging program, but here they don't require that. So now you guys can motivate students to do nursing in Malta with a deadline of 30th April. So we're hardly having any more time left in, which is just 5 days. If you're having these students, please start communicating with them on the priority basis. Students who have just recently passed out, they are very much prone to get the guidance in nursing if they want to, secure their positions in this. There are a level of interviews that are required for this, of course. There will be an interview for the bachelor's in nursing that I will like talk about. And once they have applied before 30th April, we can still discuss about the interview can be taken ahead of it. Talking about the final deadlines for other courses is 30th June. Please take the screenshot of this for your understanding so that you guys can better educate the student about about the scholarship. You can see the scholarship is already running through. Let me just put the focus on. I'm just trying to help you guys with better understanding, and here you can see the scholarship that I have quickly circled around. So bachelor's and masters, if you talk about in masters courses, which is just 7,900 euros, the student is supposed to pay for like master's course, which is just 18 months long. And if you talk about 2 years worth of master's program, which is 10,000 euros, I mean, this is something, and again, 70% of it is back. So only 3 lakh worth course if you invest in MBA over there. So again, which is an advantage. So you guys can very well let the students know about their privileges, and they can move forward with that. Okay, talking about the ITS, which is another addition to the CAP, I would love to tell you more about this. We have been privileged to provide the exclusivity, and we have been given this privilege to help you guys for ITS applications, which is very more focused on three things basically, which is tourism, and they are focusing more on hospitality and travel courses. So, global placement already that comes along with, which is 98%. Malta's GDP is already from the tourism 9.8%. So these are the courses which get them direct placement 100% already coming along with. 30% of Malta works in travel and tourism. So if they are in these courses, they're getting 100% internships, they are getting international opportunities and specialized laboratories where they prefer having the trainings live in their campus itself. So what more beneficial can come along with people who are genuinely looking forward to get their joint degrees, again, is already run through. So they are having the provision to do their programs. I mean, if you talk about the tourist guiding, hospitality management, doing bachelor's over here, does get you 100% industry training, and that's paid industry training that comes along with. You're working in the breaks as well, and you're having a workshops and their own hospitals, there are own their hotels, restaurant chains, culinary chains. So you guys can get the direct exposure of these opportunities as well within. So that comes along with that, you guys can have the access of, the students have the benefit of. The student can do bachelor's in culinary arts, diving safety management. I mean, there are a lot of marine activities happening in Malta, as we all know, that is surrounded by water. So diving safety activities and diving safety management, people are do required for that, so that they can conduct the activities for travel and tourism purposes. So of course, this course comes within. So if they love swimming, they love diving within waters, they can be marine expertise, they can have that. So next is MQF level 7 that I'm talking about, the masters in heritage interpretation. It's more like a guide that they're supposed to guide different people, those who are traveling to Malta for a reason, to understand their culture, their heritage. The guys are given proper guidance of. Then now talking about the MBA, there exists an MBA within international hospitality management as well, after which they get the job opportunities like the manager in a restaurant, the manager in the entire hotel chain altogether, the chef's management, the project manager. There are different divisions that they can employ themselves within, and at a higher position, a higher salary. So of course this comes along with, I would request everyone to please take the screenshot of this. Agent commission will come to you guys in a separate slideshow in your presentations in the email directly. We would not like to cover here because teams are already joined in. So I would request everyone to please check your emails after the session for the agent commission. Of course is interesting, but additionally what normally European market is working upon, I'll also explain that how you can maximize your business within the session itself. Please take the screenshot for ITS. We do have the deadline 3rd May. We are very much short of time again. So anybody who's asking for the courses, and if you have not yet published on websites your advertisements, please start publishing across the student community that you're holding. For 25 April, we are already on, and 3rd May is the last deadline. For the students, those who are looking forward for any specific courses, bachelor's in tourism, they're looking forward for some culinary courses, they're looking forward for some hospitality courses, quickly go through the course list that is provided to you through the prospectus in your emails that will be shoot up today, and you guys can start recommending the courses to the students. Application fee of 100 euros again is payable directly to the college. There is no fee that is asked by Worldify throughout for 2026 intake. Now, moving ahead, the institutions, all of these things are properly talked about. We have already covered all this. University of Malta has a research level university. I mean, they are also having PhDs within. Talking about MCAS, they are having highly expertise the courses within vocational and applied bachelors. Talking about ITS, travel, tourism, and hospitality is their niche. Talking about all three universities, all of them has their own expertise, wide variety of courses, their own benefits. The fees are economical. Apart from that, if I talk about the application deadlines, is already covered here. The fees are payable in semesters on the choice of the university and the program, so please be aware of that. And University of Malta does give a provision that you, for the bachelor's courses, you pay 1,000 euros only advance fee, and you can apply for the visa next, and rest of the fee comes after visa. And an application fee is again still payable. So I would wish that you guys focus more on bachelor's courses, because that comes with the privilege that you pay fee after visa, most likely, except 1,000 euros, that's the advance fee on the basis of which that you are progressing your files for visa. Okay, moving ahead, the application deadlines are already covered here, the application fees covered here. For MCAS, there is a privilege that comes along with the application fees waived off only for 2026 October intake. So everybody is requested to please make the best of the opportunity. Talking about the process, how we are going to take it forward is like, first you guys counsel the student, shortlist the student. The document collection is all your responsibility, that you submit the application email id is here enlisted. If you want support and course recommendation as well, we would request every one of you to take the best of the help that Worldify is sponsoring and providing. You just submit the course like documents of the student, academics of the student, the preference of the student, and also we would like to recommend courses if you would like to take our help and advantage. So we will be able to share the course recommendations if you're submitting the documents at this application at worldifyoverseas.com id with the documents properly organized. Again, one more time, I would like to request, please make sure that you are including the student passport, transcripts, MOI, academics, all these documents, and then move forward for the course recommendation. We would love to help. Moving ahead, we will apply for the course offer once you confirm, and the file of, once we are filing the offer, we normally receive the offers for the public entities within 4 to 10 weeks. So please be aware the student is requested to wait for this much time. Then fee payment comes along with, and the visa filing comes along with, and then the travel and commencement happens. Pre-departure briefing would be done on the Worldify's account. We'll take care of that for your students so that they don't face any difficulties while arriving there. How the travel cards are applied, how the SIM cards are applied, are taken care of. We do have a active community in Malta as well. So if you guys are looking forward for community support as well, you guys can make the best of the advantage. Of course, there is no fee for all these advantages that comes along with. So be bold, be brave, and be courageous to advocate as much as possible. Talking about the university scholarships, we would like to tell you one more fact that like all these universities are backed by Erasmus. What does that mean exactly? Is a fully funded EU Commission scholarship, basically, which is a joint venture that employers from different Schengen countries are exchanging their students. Like for example, the student who's studying in Malta would like to go for Germany for a period of time for internship, and their students will come to Malta, and that's an exchange program. So Erasmus projects are coming within the campus itself. So student if is looking forward for relocating within Schengen for specific learning purpose, having more exposure, we have witnessed MCAS students, University of Malta and ITS students even crossing through the borders, doing internship and coming back to their studies and resuming back to normal. They are even paid during these internships, so it's a privilege for them to have the exposure of part-time workings are already coming within, so which ranges in between 800 to 1200 euros typically when the students are working 20 hours per week. Talking about the application and visa team, there is a dedicated team which has been given to all of you the access of, so that you have faster processing. There is a contact number enlisted there which you can take the screenshot of, an application email id, the entire program recommendations, application submissions, tracking, visa documentation, and filing, we are going to take charge of. Although we'll guide you for the visa filing once the students are having their applications of the offers done, we'll conduct a separate session for visa filing for all of your understanding as well, so that you guys are given proper enough support related to that. How do you file the visa? And for your file checking, you guys can still, send your file for final check through from Worldify. We are going to take charge of that. And talking about the Worldify's, accuracy in terms of visa, we are already having 99% accuracy in the visas. And since we are also getting them verified, backed by the institutions, universities, by themselves, so their division also is taking a second look on the document, so you can be feeling confident for the students to receive visa. I have witnessed a few times when you guys are trying to reach and finding difficulty in reaching out to us. I have included our numbers as well for your access. Here, the managing director, Mr. Nirmal Singh Rohtan's number is already here included, and we'll also float the email IDs. In the next slides, or in the slides what we are expected to share with you, so you can have the access of email IDs as well. So while sending any emails, if you keep us in CC, probably we'll be taking charge and we'll be having an overlook of the documents, and we'll be also supporting for expediting the documents and the processing of your offer letter. And for instance, if you don't hear back from the licensing team or application team, you do have all the rights to reach out to Nirmal and me, so that we can help you expedite the filing, we can help you expedite the motion of the process process so that you don't face any difficulties in the middle of it. And we do understand you're answerable to the students, and this shouldn't be anyways hassle for you and us. So let's clear it off. Let's have proper communication channels organized, and you guys can reach Nirmal and me after the licensing team and application team you've approached. Again, they are the first layers for helping you if they don't respond or they fail to answer or help you exactly directly. And if you want direct support, we are here to help you, of course, as a regard. So now with this, I would like to sign up and request every one of you to bring up their queries in the session so that we can discuss more about it. And if you have any queries that you would like to ask for, so that we can make the session more productive. Okay, I have lot many people here joining in. Okay, there is a person from the Horizon Overseas Consultancy. Kindly please come on camera and quickly begin the conversation about your query.
Hello, Professor Hina.
Yes,
Can
please.
you hear me? Am I audible? Yeah. It was a very lovely, explanation what you have given for Malta. I've been with the Wordify team. It's been more than a year, I believe. Yes, exactly. And I have all the periodic update. Though I have not started the lead with the team, but I'm really looking forward and optimistic because the program what you have explained, it is really appealing. I have quite a few points to discuss this with you and ask at the same time. Regarding the, of course, the fee structure is very competitive. I've been sending the Malta students with other consultancy because, as I said, it's only a year with MCAST. I have the collaboration. But I'm really looking forward because, the appealing part, as far as the MCAST is concerned and the Wordify is, you have the focus on public universities and colleges also, yes? So on that very particular point, I need your expertise to let us know, and then the second thing about the visa, because, I don't know whether you will agree with me or not, but that is the scenario, like the Malta immigration, for a couple of years, they straight away, give the visas. And then for a couple of years, very consecutive, next 2 years, they, drop the visa. So that is really challenging as such. So if you can highlight these 2 points, that'll be very grateful.
Okay,
Thank
great.
you.
I do understand the challenges. So far, we have witnessed, in any year, 7 times transition in the visa filing moves. They have been very consistently blocking all the passages so students who are not so genuine can come into their territory. That's so true. So we have to be working upon the visa filing session as well. So talking about a bit of the recommendations, I would request Nirmal to extend some guidance and recommendations related to visa filing that he can from his end, and which I would look forward because he's master of that. And additionally, we'll conduct one more visa filing session in his light so that he can give proper guidance to all of you so that you don't have any difficulties faced. So, Nirmal, can you provide a bit of the enlightenment related to the visa filing that we are facing the transition? Because very recently, just 15 days back, we could see another highlights and updates from them from the identity as per the latest meeting.
All right. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon. And yeah, thank you for the opportunity to discuss about the visa filing. I do understand that about Malta market, like last year I have heard from a lot of agents that market is not positive. And from a lot of agents, I also heard that we are not doing Malta anymore because the visa refusal rate is very much high. All right. But it was never though, because since we are representing these colleges, and if I talk about our success rate, which is 95%, all right, the only thing which we are lacking is how to submit the visa file. All right, so we need to make sure how. All right, so first point is that we need to check that funds should be ready. All right, make sure that you are not submitting the funds on FD or any mutual funds or anything. All right. Whenever you're submitting the funds, it should be in the saving account, either in student account, either in parents account. No relative, no siblings, no. parents or student only. Fund should be 3 months old. All right. One more tricky thing that we need to submit the bank card related. Sorry, the bank card of the account. All right. So whatever the funds we are submitting. So if we are having a ATM card or credit card belongs to that particular account, we need to submit that. Okay. We need to make sure that it should not be a RuPay card. It should be a Visa card or Maestro card, which is internationally accessible. अब एक सबसे इजी रीजन मैं बताता हूँ रिफ्यूजल का. स्टूडेंट फॉरगेट टू साइन देयर डेबिट कार्ड एज वेल, इसके ऊपर भी रिफ्यूजल आ जाता है. एंड इट हैपेंड. अगर आपने फाइल सबमिट करी, हमें लगता है फंड्स तो बिल्कुल एक्यूरेट थे, मैंने 12 लाख की जगह 25 लाख लगाए थे, वाई गॉट अ रिफ्यूजल. इमिग्रेशन को आपको करोड़पति से कोई मतलब नहीं है. दे ओनली नीड ऑथेंटिसिटी विद द डॉक्यूमेंट्स. वट एवर दे आर आस्किंग, दे नीड ओनली दैट थिंग. प्लीज ये कभी मत सोचिएगा. बहुत एजेंट्स पे मैंने सुना है ये चीज, बहुत स्टूडेंट से भी सुना है, सर मैंने 1 CR तक शो करे थे. इमिग्रेशन को वो नहीं चाहिए. दे रिक्वायर दिस अमाउंट, इट शुड बी देयर, बट उसके अंदर कोई भी फ्लॉज नहीं होने चाहिए. ऑलराइट. थर्ड थिंग, राइट, थर्ड थिंग दैट अगर हम वीजा फाइलिंग पंच कर रहे हैं, a lot of the colleges are there, I would will not say the names, but the thing is that what they want, they need maximum applications. आपने पंच कर दिया एप्लीकेशन, मेरा कोर्स स्टार्ट, फॉर एन एग्जांपल, अब ये बहुत ध्यान से समझिएगा सारे के सारे. माय कोर्स स्टार्ट डेट इज, आज हमारा हो गया फॉर एन एग्जांपल मैं लेता हूँ 25 अप्रैल. ठीक है. मेरा कोर्स ओरिएंटेशन हमारा स्टार्ट हो रहा है 25 अगस्त से. तो जो भी मेरा कोर्स का ओरिएंटेशन होगी, उससे 9 वीक बिफोर मेरी वीजा फाइल सबमिट होनी चाहिए. यू नीड टू मेक श्योर दिस. इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. जिस दिन से भी आपका कोर्स स्टार्ट हो रहा है, उससे 9 हफ्ते पहले आपकी फाइल सबमिट होनी चाहिए. ये कोई भी आपको अदर एजेंट्स या कोई भी कॉलेजेस होंगे या प्राइवेट कॉलेजेस होंगे, दे वांट एप्लीकेशन, सर आप पंच करो, देखा जाएगा. आपने सब कुछ अच्छे से पंच करा था, बट आपने इस टाइम फ्रेम को नहीं चेक करा, 90% चांसेस स्टूडेंट विल गेट रिजेक्टेड. क्योंकि वीजा ऑफिसर जो इमिग्रेशन डिपार्टमेंट होगा, उनके पास फाइल लेट पहुंचेगी, और उनको पता है जब तक स्टूडेंट का कोरियर होगा तब तक उसका कोर्स स्टार्ट हो चुका होगा. वो बाय डिफॉल्ट उसको रिफ्यूजल करने के लिए और कोई ऑप्शन बचता नहीं है. अगर वो 8 वीक्स भी हुआ, तब भी आप मान के चलिएगा चांसेस बन जाएंगे वीजा रिफ्यूजल के. तो दैट इज व्हाई वी आर रिक्वेस्टिंग पंच द एप्लीकेशन ऑन टाइम, सो दैट यू विल गेट योर वीएफएस अपॉइंटमेंट ऑन टाइम. एंड का अगर हम वेट करेंगे, उस टाइम पे इतनी बल्क वॉल्यूम हो जाती है एप्लीकेशन की, हमें ऑफर लेटर आने में टाइम लग जाता है, देन स्टूडेंट को फी पे करने में टाइम लग जाता है, तब तक हमारा ड्यूरेशन जो है वीएफएस और वीजा आने का, वो 9 वीक से नीचे हो जाता है, एंड अल्टीमेटली इट विल लीड टू द रिजेक्शन. एंड इसी वजह से ही मार्केट में ये हुआ कि माल्टा रिफ्यूज कर रहा है. नो, बट द थिंग इज दैट हम उन पॉइंट को ग्रैप्स नहीं कर रहे, इमिग्रेशन हमसे मांग क्या रहा है. अदरवाइज इफ यू चेक ऑन द गूगल राइट नाउ, द वीजा सक्सेस ऑफ माल्टा इज 85 to 95%. और उतना ही है, एंड आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस दिस एज वेल. क्योंकि अभी तक रिजेक्शन हमारे थ्रू नहीं आया है पब्लिक एंटिटीज के लिए, क्योंकि दे आर वेरी रिजिड विद द एप्लीकेशन. अगर कॉलेज की डेडलाइन 30 जून है, अगर मैं उसको 1 जुलाई को भी रिक्वेस्ट करूं, दे विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट द एप्लीकेशन बाय हुक और बैक को, कुछ भी कर लो आप, दे विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट इट स्ट्रेट, क्योंकि उनको पता है इट विल लीड टू द रिजेक्शन. सो ये कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं विच वी नीड टू मेक श्योर while submitting the visa file. All our team is there who keep on updating the agents. We keep on sharing on our channel कि what are the new amendments, and what are the policies which we need to follow, and what immigration is launching, so that we will having the highest visa success rate. All right, so these are the basic things. Although the file is very, very, very easy. यूरोप के लिए वीजा फाइलिंग इज वेरी इजी एज कंपेयर टू द अदर इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग कंट्रीज. बट ये कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें हैं विच वी नीड टू मेक श्योर कि हम उसमें गलतियां ना करें. हमारी जो बैंक अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट्स होगी, इट शुड बी अटेस्टेड बाय द बैंक. इट शुडंट बी लाइक कि हमने प्रिंट्स निकाले और हमने पंच कर दिए. नो, 3 months की बैंक अकाउंट स्टेटमेंट्स वी नीड टू टेक द हार्ड कॉपीज. इट शुड बी अटेस्टेड बाय द बैंक. बैलेंस सर्टिफिकेट अटेस्टेड बाय द बैंक. देन बैंक कार्ड, एंड वो साइंड होना चाहिए स्टूडेंट का. जो भी आईडीज हम अटैच करेंगे, आधार कार्ड, इट शुड बी साइंड बाय द स्टूडेंट. और जो भी स्पॉन्सर होगा उनको भी अपना अटेस्ट करना पड़ेगा. सो यस, उसके बाद आपके वीजा खुद आने स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमने कोई चीजें छोड़ी नहीं की जिसमें वीजा इट विल लीड टू द वीजा रिजेक्शन. अब एक लास्ट चीज है 2026 में जो सबसे ज्यादा हुई है, दैट इज एन इंटरव्यू. Because as per our experience in 2026, 95% of our students are getting the interviews. Because last year, the interview rate was 30 to 40%. Rest नहीं तो direct decisions आते, but 2026 they are very rigid about it. And once student punch their visa file, so हमारे पास 9 हफ्ते होते हैं पूरा वीजा डिसीजन आने का, तो at that point of time we prepare the student. हम बैक टू बैक उनको इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रिपेयर करवा रहे होते हैं, सो दे डू नॉट फेस एनी चैलेंजेस. एंड बहुत जेनरिक क्वेश्चंस होते हैं विच इमिग्रेशन आस्क, दैट why Malta, why this country, why this course, what are your future plans, and why did you choose this course, why this college. So basic questions are there. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, anything else you would like to ask for anyone related to visas or related to the documents? Need to make sure that we are submitting our application. आप deadline लेके चलिएगा 30th of May. Do not take it to the 30th of June. 30th of May तक आप लोग target लीजिए कि we will submit the maximum application. Best part is that कि October cohort के लिए currently MCAST is accepting MOI. All right, they are not asking for any IELTS examination. Undergrad courses like certification and diplomas, they require IELTS. But for bachelor degree and PG courses like masters or PG certifications, they do not require IELTS. They are accepting MOI on behalf of MOI. But University of Malta, they require IELTS because they are top notch and they do not give any liberty in that. And for Institute of Tourism Studies, they are really good entity in terms of tourism and travel. And 30%, if I tell you about that, 30% of their economy is completely depend on the tourism. And ITS plays a very vital role in Malta economy. So 30% उन लोगों का ही शेयर है उस पूरी इंडस्ट्री में. And they contribute 9% GDP in entire Malta. They are having their own restaurants. If any student is looking for, they want to pursue their career in hospitality line or culinary line, this is one of the best option, ITS. Student do their bachelor from there, they do their master from there, and they will get a placement from college itself. They are having their 3 big hotels there. Apart from that, 70% fees is refundable, which is one of the best part for Malta. So whosoever student is going for any certification, diploma, bachelor's, master's, anything, 70% of the total fee is also refundable. So once they complete their course, and after that, once they start working full-time employee, so they can avail the 70% of their college fees in terms of tax credit or in terms of get qualified scheme. So you yourself can research on it, tax credit benefits and get qualified scheme. So you will get on the Google what is 70% refund policy in Malta. So these are the basic things which we need to take care so that we will not get any refusals. If we do take care of all these things, all right, at the time of visa filing, chances of visa approval is very much high. Anything else anyone would like to ask? Any doubt? Guys, gap is acceptable. They do not require any higher percentage. If a student is having 40 to 45%, 110% acceptable.
Absolutely.
If a student is 12th pass out in 2014 or 2015, also the student is acceptable 110%. Right? They are providing scholarships, all right, in bachelor or master, in bachelor degree. Okay. And MOI is also acceptable. So we are having all the benefits in our hand. And fees is also affordable.
Again, thank you so much, Nirmal, for all the enlightenment. I really wish that next time onwards, we are conducting a session for visa filing and we make you a host for the
Absolutely.
same,
Yeah.
so that everybody is on the same page and knows exactly equivalent when it comes to visa filing, so they can guide students better. And we'll be soon conducting that, most
yes.
likely next week.
I would like to request one thing here, Hina, just do one thing. All right. So
Good afternoon. I have certain question. I guess you guys are not able to see that I have raised my hand long
Sure,
back.
ma'am. Please.
So once it is done, just let me know. I have certain queries so that I can
Sure,
resolve.
ma'am. Yes.
So Hina, do one thing, prepare the complete cost breakup chart, like how it comes and what are the fundings student require at the time till they submit their visa file, like in terms of flights, in terms of their accommodation, in terms of their apostille of the documents, health insurance. So just provide them a complete breakup chart. So at the point of counseling, so that they can guide the students that how much
Sure.
funds they require.
Nirmal, we would like to conduct a special session for this live for them so that everybody understands that, because I have given enough guidance on call, but having a session like this and asking them their queries makes it more interactive and more built up. So this way we'll be keeping a session recorded as well. For those who can't join, can have the access as well. So I would request from Proton Consultancy, the person who's a representative, to take over for the queries, please.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. This is Vinita here from Proton Consultancy. Anyways, your pronunciation and your PPT and the details that you have shared has been very much helpful to us. I have certain details to get through, know more about the intakes and everything. I guess you have not clearly mentioned, you have mentioned the deadlines, but I guess the main intakes, when the course start, I guess that is, maybe I have missed that. So I would like to know what are the main intakes when the course starts in all these three universities.
All right.
Right.
So,
The other thing that I wanted to know, that if the student is having rejection in any of the other countries, like Canada or something like that, or even in the European countries like Germany, France, if the student has applied for those visas and if he have got rejection over there, so what are the chances of getting the visa approved here in Malta? Right. One more last thing would be, I guess that you have already answered that the visa ratio in Malta is been higher than the other European countries. So that has been resolved. The other thing is, what are the visa duration of getting the visa approved? Once I have submitted my visa, in how much duration, within a month or 2 months, in how much duration we can expect the result, outcome of the same?
all
So
right.
yeah, these are the certain things that I wanted to get cleared.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's start with the first question. So basically, our major intake is October. All right. Although we come with the bespoke courses in quarter wise, all right. After October, then we will come with a small intake, which is January. Then it will come with June. But the major intake is October. All right. Currently, we are targeting the applications only for the October cohort because June is already gone, so we cannot apply for that. Second question was that in terms of refusal, all right. Generally, what happens, like if I'm telling you my experience, there was a students who got three refusal, all right, and that was only for the Malta only, all right, and their entity, like he applied for the private entity, and they asked the student not to apply anymore, but he has invested his 1.5 year, and after that he was having a lot of hopes. After that, we helped the applicant, and in 4 time he got the approval. All right, now we need to make sure that a student is having a very right institution while applying for any course. ऐसा ना हो that he is applying पहले different course के लिए, अब वो आ रहा है is different course के लिए. No, it should be aligned. क्योंकि जब when we are going to submit their visa file, immigration is going to pick up his entire history. अब वो they are going to check the intuition of applicant. Actually, he is looking for education or he just want to enter in the country, right? So अगर उनका genuinely refusal है वहां से, then we will check the refusal papers of the applicant on which ground he got the refusal, and उसके बाद फिर we will look into the course that क्या पता क्या वो line up हो रहा है बच्चे के career के साथ, and accordingly then we apply for the visa file. And here we request the college itself first. All right, we send the documents to them and we check the possibilities with them that whether we should initiate or not. And they are really, really, really helpful. The entire team and the entire department, the visa department or international visa department, they are really helpful. All right, and they keep on in touch with the Identita. So Identita is the immigration of Malta, right? So they keep on having the meeting with them, and accordingly they update us what to do, what not to do, right? And what was your third question? Sorry, you are on mute.
The duration we can expect the result
Okay,
of
okay,
the
okay,
visa
okay,
once it
okay.
is been submitted.
So currently, the duration of getting visa is 9 weeks. All right. So you need to make sure if student course start date is 1st of August, so his or her file should be submitted at VFS before 9 weeks. So accordingly you need to calculate it. Otherwise, if you submit the visa file before a month or before 6 weeks, it will lead to refusal.
Okay.
Doesn't
Last
matter how
question.
strong file you are submitting.
Okay, last question. You have mentioned that MCAST and ITS both are providing 70% of the tuition fees to be refunded, right? It was not mentioned in University of Malta. So
All three,
University
all three,
of
all
Malta
three.
is not
Yes.
providing that?
No, no, all three are providing that.
Okay,
All
okay,
three.
fine. Okay,
Yes,
fine.
yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So, with this session, we have already covered almost all the things. Next session would be focusing on the visa filing, as we can see a lot of queries related to that. I would like to add on into this session itself, if the student is applying for loan as well, then 3 months or all the funds situation can be overlooked. I believe Nirmal just mentioned 3 months old funds, but if the student is applying for education loan, and even sometimes students do apply for education loan just for the purpose of applying, being able to apply for VFS appointment early. So if your students are looking forward for earliest departure, then they can even apply for education loan and get the VFS appointment instantly. All right,
And
I think this
ITRs
was
are not required. Sorry, Hina, to interrupt you. Make
sure.
sure that if a student is applying for the loan, ITRs is not mandatory for that. In other countries, they require ITRs. Here, ITRs is not required. A student can take education loan, they can take gold loan, they can take personal loan, any loan they can apply. It is acceptable.
That's way more flexible, Nirmal, because other
Yes, and
countries they
we
are not even
require,
accepting.
yes, and we will be requiring a balance certificate. I'm so sorry, a loan letter from the bank that student has taken the personal loan for the higher studies at XYZ college for this particular course. It is 110% acceptable.
We shall meet on Monday with a new objective. Thank you, everyone. With this, we will sign off and the best for maximum applications, maximum students, and let's see how we can help and collaborate for better future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.